you have to do is go back and look at the American Community Survey and the census from 1964 forward, and you will see the uh, um, household income rising precipitously because we had universal public education for every child in America, and most especially our black kids. So we deserve to have a comptroller who is going to call that out. Also, with regard to state contracts, we've got to have a comptroller who follows the law and follows the money. That sounds simple, but apparently it's too hard for these Republicans who've had that office. It's pretty simple. We've got a state law that's been on the books for 30 years that guarantees, not a quota, it guarantees fair competition for all businesses by making sure that women owned, minority owned, and disabled veteran businesses are included in the bidding process for state contracts. This should be a no-brainer because this is good for Texas. It builds our pipeline, it builds our capacity for homegrown talent so that we don't have to bring in out-of-state big dogs to do every state contract. It means that we build our community's economy through businesses that will invest in our communities. And before we had the HUB program, less than 5% of state contracts went to HUB owned firms. Over the 30 years, I can't say we've made huge progress because we haven't. And I want to be honest about that. We only got to just under 12% of state contracts to women and minority owned businesses before the acting comptroller illegally dismantled the program. So that must be reinstated. It is the law and it's good public policy, both. I also want to talk a little bit about exposing, frankly, how the big boys at the top are picking our pockets and then turning around and investing our money in corporate tax breaks and no bid contract, and now a voucher program that subsidizes their own kids' private school tuition. That also is demonstrated. We have a number of, but when I look back over the comptroller's history of clawing back corporate tax breaks, they don't claw it back from their friends. They only claw it back from their political enemies or people they think that they can win some points on for clawing it back. The last clawback on corporate tax breaks in recent memory was on a solar farm. But you know as well as I that there are a number of big dog corporate tax breaks that have gone out the door that never met their employment quotas or their taxable investment quotas. And they should have had those tax breaks clawed back. And then also, the governor has relied on his power to declare emergencies, ongoing emergencies, to distribute $1 billion worth of no bid contracts out of the governor's office. And some of those contracts trace directly back to campaign contributors. One contractor told me that the shakedown used to be about $2,500 a year to get into the pool, the state sanctioned pool for government contracts, but now it's gone up to about 25,000 from 2,500. And it's just gotten too rich for his blood. So the comptroller can and should and is obligated to create and maintain a level playing field for all Texans and to report back how your money is being invested, who it's benefiting most, who's benefiting least, and who's benefiting not at all. And then, frankly, use its bully pulpit to shame the legislature for taking the wealth of Texas and handing it off to the big boys at the top and leaving the rest of us to fight over scraps in a state that's the second wealthiest in the United States. I'd love to take your questions, but I also want to mention a little bit about my opponent because this is an absolutely winnable race. This, totally self-serving of me to say this, but I am going to say it. This race is our best chance for breaking one-party rule in the state of Texas because the Republicans have selected in their primary an unattractive candidate on multiple levels. Don Huffines, once upon a time, bought himself a Senate seat, a Texas Senate seat. He lost it. He was beat after one term. Then after that, he tried to buy himself the governor's mansion. He ran against Greg Abbott, and his own brother endorsed Greg Abbott. And Don Huffines got beat. And now he's bought the crime scene, the Jeffrey Epstein crime scene, which is the Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. And he's going to get beat. We can beat this guy. And frankly, I'm not doing it just for the Democrats. I'm doing it for the Republicans too. The Republicans are terrified that this guy is going to get a hold of the comptroller's office because he is chaos on a stick. And he will not create a level playing field. He will destroy the programs that we rely on to have a level playing field. He's not interested in rooting out corruption. He's interested in further institutionalizing survival of the richest. And so I could really use y'all's help in this election. We can do great things in the comptroller's office. It is a watchdog agency, and it will be the check on the power that is being abused in the executive branch and even in the legislative branch. So I'd love to have y'all's help. With y'all's help, we will stop the blank checks, we will end one-party rule, and we'll return Texas to hardworking Texans.
Thank you. So I'm gonna say this, y'all. It is not our job at the coalition to tell you who to vote for, but it's our job to educate you who the best candidates for us are. And I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna bring a lot of candidates on our forums and our conversations and our things. And I'm gonna tell you, quite frankly, I don't agree with all of them, but it's my job to put them in front of you so you can make an educated, informed decision, because that's what we are about here. But I'm gonna say this: I'm voting for her. I'm
Thank
voting
you.
for her. She has my vote, and not because she's a Democrat, because she knows what we need, and she's willing to work with us to help us achieve that true dream that we strive for and we fought for and we built in this state and in this country. That's why I'm voting for her. So,
Also, I see a number of people on here who are public servants. The comptroller's office is filled with hardworking public servants. And the state used to be an avenue for people to build their careers in careers that often were not friendly to them. And I am deeply concerned that there's going to be a massive brain drain from the comptroller's office if Don Huffines gets a hold of it. And we will see a tremendous number of hardworking public servants, where we actually have a preponderance of public servants of color who are CPAs, finance professionals, and economists, who have built their careers in state government, leaving because they will not work for Don Huffines. And God love them for it.
well, I want to thank you, Senator, for coming on. Tell us where we can reach you, because it's not to be the last time you're going to be with us. Next time we'll have you on, we'll talk a little bit more, but where can everyone donate, volunteer, all those things? Please tell us, drop it in the chat, because we
I
want to
will.
be able to support you.
So I'll drop it in the chat, but my website is saraeckhart.com. I'm also going to drop in the chat a Facebook link to mine and the other state senators' efforts to roll back, to get Hub back in place. We've got a lawsuit against the acting attorney general for having illegally dismantled Hub. So I'd like to put that in the chat as well. And really reach out to me. I'll be, I'm going to put my schedule up. I'm traveling all over the state. So if you'd like me to come to an event and sit down and talk, and perhaps more importantly, listen, really shoot me an email and let me know when those events are, because I want to be out there in the community. Just yesterday, I won't say who it was because I don't want to out him. He called me, an individual, and he said, listen, I was born before the Jim Crow era, and I've been a very successful lawyer, and I need to find ways to give back because my daughter is now in the Gulf of Hormuz, And if she dies there because of this war, I will never forgive myself. So he said, I need you to listen. And sometimes it's about,
Yeah, you good. You good. That was someone coming on.
that's fine. I'm glad it was someone coming on. So I'll put that in the chat. I'll put my email and telephone number and my website. And I'll also put,
You're on mute.
I think Ron muted everyone.
that's good Zoom practice, good Zoom hygienics. Go ahead.
I just wanted to make sure we answering all the questions that's in the chat. I apologize. I was making sure I was getting people on. And also, I just want to make sure Senator Eckhart did discuss Texas Hub. I had the pleasure of meeting you, I think in 2022, maybe 23 in Austin with Senator West in reference to Texas Hub. So I know the importance of this race that you're running in, and wanted to make sure we did discuss, small businesses, entrepreneurship, and how Texas Hub is so important and why this race is important to us. So I just want to make sure that was discussed before you jumped off, or if we're needing to kind of double back. So just thank you for your time.
I really appreciate it. So I didn't mention my credentials. I was a prosecutor, a county commissioner, and a county judge before I became a state senator. And while I was on the Travis County Commissioners Court, we had a hub program, but it was unenforceable because we'd never done a disparity study. And I, along with one of my colleagues, spearheaded getting a disparity study and making it an enforceable hub program. And our county contracts to hub certified businesses shot up, which was exactly what we were hoping. And frankly, everyone was happy about it because it meant that we had a much broader pool of primes and subs who were working together. It was good for everyone. There was no downside.
Thank you.
Nickens, you're muted too.
I'm sorry. I said thank you for your time. Reach out to her, and if you like her, support her. And like I said, it's not my job to tell you who to vote for. Just put people in front of you, so you can be educated. Thank you, Senator. You can hang around if you want for the training, or you can leave. I know you're busy. You're running a whole campaign for the whole state.
Well, y'all are really busy, and I know there's a lot of people on here who can do this training in their sleep. And I really deeply appreciate all y'all are doing. I'll put that stuff in the website, and I'll be quiet here for a little bit and listen to Smidge, and then jump off to the next thing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so now, like I said, we're moving on to training now. So our Vice Chair of Strategic Planning, Sabrina Robertson out of Bowie County, the Chair of Bowie County, is going to speak next, and I'm probably going to be quiet for a little while here. So.
Well, thank you, Chairman Nickens. And as he mentioned, my name is Sabrina Robertson, and I am currently the chair of the Bowie County Democratic Party, and I'm also the chair of the Strategy Long-Term Planning Committee of the Texas Coalition of Black Democrats. I have the pleasure and honor of welcoming our Vice Chair of Programs, Ms. Coretta Graham, Esquire. She has been an attorney for over 20 years. She has specialized in criminal defense law in Texas. From the time she ran for student body government in high school and college, she's been politically active. In Nueces County, she has served as the Democratic County Chair, election judge, ballot board member, precinct chair, and poll watcher. Over the years, she has held various leadership roles with several political organizations: Young Democrats of America, Texas Young Democrats, Texas Democratic Party, Texas Democratic Women, the Coastal Bend, PDW, Texas Small Business Caucus, Texas Coalition of Black Democrats. She currently serves as vice chair, as programs, and past president of Texas Democratic Women, the Women's Caucus for the Texas Democratic Party. So with no further ado, Miss Coretta Graham, Esquire.
Thank you. Woo!
Yes.
Sabrina's my hype woman.
Take it over, sis.
I want to thank Senator Eckhart because I know when I was president of Texas Democratic Women, we do our Blue Ribbon Lobby Day. And she was the one who introduced us on the Senate side and presented a proclamation. So I am definitely voting for her. And I'm just grateful for her fight. I'm gonna share my screen because this is now we're gonna be doing part 2. Of our convention training. Before our part 1 was leading up to our county convention, and now we're gonna do part 2, leading up to our state convention. And this is like in a nutshell, delegate roadmap. You attend your county convention. You can self-nominate for various convention committees. When we get to convention, we're going to be electing our SDC representatives. The TDP will be sending out, it's going to be electronic voting this year before the election, before state convention and during state convention. They're trying to set up electronic voting. I think for the general session, it might also be electronic voting because I know that's what we voted on. I serve on the convention committee. So we definitely want to be more, but we will have paper options for folks who have difficulties doing electronic voting. So now that we've been through, yes.
Can you kind of expand on the self-nominating? What would a person need to do to self-nominate?
Oh yeah, I'll get to that.
Okay.
So now that you are, you've been to your county convention or senatorial district convention or congressional district convention, I should say. You should be a state delegate because we were trying to get folks to make sure they pre-register for the county conventions or congressional district conventions so they can be eligible to become state delegates. So basically, what's next? At the bottom, you'll see Texas Democratic Convention. And you can go to that website and someone can put that in the chat. You go to the Texas Democratic Convention website and you can click a link in the upper right corner to nominate yourself to run for the various positions, either a convention committee or SEC representative, or this year, since we're electing party chairs, party officers, you can self-nominate for that too. So just to recap, what is state convention? Every 2 years, Democrats hold a state Democratic Party convention. In the years where we're doing gubernatorial elections, we're electing our party officers, the state party chair, vice chair, secretary, treasurer, for 4-year terms. We're sending delegates from each of the 38 congressional districts to convene and select various representatives. There's an SDEC election every 2 years when we convene for our state party convention. 1 male, 1 female. We have a general session. And for those who may know, Cory Booker is a confirmed speaker confirmed keynote speaker. I don't know if he's gonna be speaking Friday night or Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon, but he's a confirmed speaker. And we may have more confirmed speakers as we get closer to convention. And also during state convention, we have caucus meetings and other receptions and gatherings. So these are the state convention committees that you can nominate yourself for to be on. There is rules, determines the rules of the Texas Democratic Party, the convention. You have resolutions and a number of county conventions voted on a number of resolutions. Okay, please mute yourself. A number of county conventions or congressional district conventions passed resolutions that were forwarded because they were submitted to the state, and it was forwarded to all the county conventions on March 21st for voting. You have platforms that determine the ideological principles of the Texas Democratic Party. And you have credentials that confirm delegates. Make sure that the person who says they're a delegate from a particular congressional district is eligible to serve, meaning they voted in a Democratic primary or they've taken the oath that or they call a loyalty oath to the Democratic Party. And you have this year nominations because we're electing party officers. And if you need to jump in, Sabrina, just let me know. State convention committees. Well, with rules, resolutions, and platforms, historically, these committees, they don't necessarily have a lot of time during convention to meet because there's always a lot that they have to consider. So they will probably start meeting in April. If you're interested in serving on the rules, resolution, and platform or credentials committee, I recommend you sign up for it because it is going to occupy some time. They've set it up now where a lot of these particular committees will start meeting in April virtually before convention to try and produce a final product that can be forwarded to the delegates, preferably before the convention starts, because they're going to be voted on in general session at convention. And sometimes the committees will also call us an in-person meeting at convention. But you just need to know that those committees will probably be meeting both in April, start meeting in April.
So Coretta, how soon would delegates get notified of these committees that they have showed interest in, that when they'll be meeting and so on and so forth? Like, what's the process for them to follow up with from the county convention, signing up, becoming a delegate, being on these committees?
Well, that takes me to my next slide. Right now, they just have temporary committees that have been formed. But you have until, all right, if you're into two things, there's an April 13th deadline for county chairs to submit their final list for state delegates. So if you're interested in being a delegate to state convention, Now is the time, and you were not able to attend your county convention. Now is the time for you to reach out to your county chair to try and become a state delegate. Secondly, you have until April 22nd, I believe, to file if you're interested in serving on either credentials, platforms, resolutions, or rules committee. You go to Texas Democratic Convention website to click on the link in the upper right side. And after the 22nd, they're going to be voting. There's going to be electronic voting going out because by then they'll have a permanent list of who are all the state delegates. And everybody will get an electronic ballot. So and the voting period will be from April 25th to the 28th. And we'll be voting for representatives to credentials, platform, resolution, and rules. And each of the 38 congressional districts gets to vote on a representative to be on those committees. And that will become the permanent committee who will then probably start meeting in May. But right now it's probably going to be the temporary committees, and those are people who are appointed through the state chair. But now is the time. If you're interested, you have until April 22nd to file if you're interested in serving on one of these committees out of your congressional district, representing your congressional district. And this is the big one. Oh, I see a question from Danielle.
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Okay, so I understand the process of everything, but I'm listening to you. Can you please explain like the roles, the benefits, explain why they should become a delegate, the benefits of being a delegate, and the positions so we can know why we can consider these roles?
You want me? I can take that credit if you want.
Sure.
So here's the reason why. I've been, and many of us in this call have been on the SDEC for many years. I've been on for 4 years. And in that time, I want you to think of it like this. The Texas Democratic Party sets the rules for the Texas Democratic Party, right? So what does that mean? They decide where resources go. They decide the rules of how we're going to operate. And this is why being a delegate, we need to be in the room to vote for these things that are going to affect us. Because if not, we're sitting on the sideline watching the others make rules that affect our daily lives, right? Rules that don't help our candidates, rules that don't help our communities. But if we're at the table, then we can do this. So a delegate is a voting member, right? You're a member, you're a board member. It's just like working at one of these grocery stores like Winco or one of these stores like that, where each is an owner operator of the company. As a delegate, you're an owner operator of the Texas Democratic Party. So now you have an equal say in what's going to happen for the next 4 years. So if you're on the SDEC, so there's two types of people, and I know Coretta's going to get to it. They're statutory members. Those are the ones that are in the congressional districts 1 through 38. Those are the statutory members. Then there's people like the coalition and the Hispanic caucus and the environmental caucus. Those are non-statutory members. So they kind of move the rules around to let the non-statutory people have more votes and more say. But the statutory people have the real power, right? That's the one that is governed, that have the real governing body power. They let the non-statutory people, because they know they need them, speak and have a voice and have a vote and have power. This is why we need to do these things. So my homework assignment to everybody in the beginning of this was, we were going to run a Black person in every single seat in the SDEC, and for non-statutory, and for everything. I don't care if we win, lose, or draw, but we have to be there. We have to show them that we care and that we're there. I hope that answers your question. If I don't, I can elaborate. Oh, thank you. I see a heart. And I'm passionate about this because I've seen what happens when we're not in the room. And we
And
have
also,
and we have a vice chair that we need to re-elect. We have a vice chair who's a black woman. She is the highest ranking Democrat in the state. And we need to keep her in her position. And the only way we're going to do that is if we show up in Corpus Christi and vote for her. And we got to have a couple other people that are on the call. They're texting me that they're running for some of these other positions. I know there's a black man running for treasurer, and I just got a text that a black woman's running for secretary. So we need to, and they're going to speak tonight, and we need to support them so we can have voices in the room. I'm sorry.
and I just want to piggyback on what Nick is saying, and Danielle, I want to kind of break it down even further, right? So it's level to this, right? So in order, like for instance, I don't know if people really know or understand the political apparatus that we are in. So like we had, Senator Eckhart discussing how finances and money is flowing through the state of Texas, and she mentioned a specific demographic, right? So these are people in position of power. All of this starts at grassroots levels, meaning right here with delegates from county conventions, from your city, your neighborhood, Fort Bend, Missouri City, Texarkana, Bowie County, New Oasis, Collin County, Melissa. So we needing people at all levels of government. So this is the reason why we're needing your assistance, because as the chairman said, we have people in position at the state party that you might not be aware about. You may not see Shay Ward Kathy on the news like you see Jasmine Crockett, but her position is just as meaningful as Jasmine Crockett's. So we're trying to connect these dots together for everyone to understand there is room for all of us to help lift us up. And if we had people in position, we might have been able to get Jasmine over the finish line. Coretta, I give it back to you.
Yes, basically it's an inside-outside game. You got folks on the outside, like Texas vote, like Black Votes Matters.
Mm-hmm.
And you got folks like us who are on the inside. And so this one of the key committees that we're going to need people to run for is nominations committee for party officers. Because I think we're going to have to run in our congressional districts. Because I did not see it listed on the application link. But they gotta have, there's going to be a nominations committee that's gonna come up with a slate to put forth of our party officers, chair, vice chair, finance, secretary, and treasurer. And if we want to make sure that there are Black people in the room, we got to make sure that we are running to be on this committee, to make sure that votes are there, to get our people nominated to that particular position. So this is another reason why it's important. Because if we're not in the room, we don't even get, it becomes an afterthought and we get shut out. So state convention is normally 3 days. Thursday, June 5th through Saturday, June 27th. But sometimes there's a meeting, SEC meeting. I think it may be Wednesday before, or it could be that Thursday. I'll find out more information about that when I attend the convention committee. But typically on a Thursday, you have a kickoff reception. You can start checking in if you arrive early as a delegate. There's supposed to be a cultural fair. I need to find out what that's gonna be about, and other convention committees.
And also there's going to be a lot of caucus and committees having meet and greets. Also, they will have committee meetings. They'll also have elections, and all of these meetings are free, and you're able to attend and join certain. So,
yeah, this is Thursday. Thursday they usually try to do training.
Okay.
And they're trying to plan some pachanga or something. They're trying to plan something, but I gotta find out details for it. Friday is one of those major convention days, because on Friday you'll have your caucus meetings, the big caucuses that meet on Friday, and sometimes there's gonna be overlap, so you gotta make decisions. Like all the caucuses gonna be meeting Friday, some form of fashion, and they start at probably 8 o'clock in the morning. The big ones is we'll have the Black Caucus meeting, and we're gonna be electing this year our SCEC representatives, one male, one female. You'll have Hispanic caucus meeting, women's caucus meetings, but you gotta pick and choose because it's gonna be a lot of overlap. Then you have your congressional districts meetings where you're gonna be voting on your SDEC representatives, one male, one female. And general session will start later on. I think it starts that evening, if I'm correct. There'll be vendor booths and then there'll be caucus receptions. A lot of caucuses, they start having receptions Thursday night. They may be a kickoff or welcome reception by the party on that Thursday night, but then there are other caucuses that host receptions and parties Friday night. So the convention is technically it's 3 days, but people will come early if they're working on something or they're trying to plan something. And the general session will occur Friday. Will start Friday on the 26th, and then it'll also be on Saturday the 27th. In particular, with these congressional district meetings, as I stated before, you'll be voting on SEC representatives. So Saturday, typically they hold a Ladybird's breakfast fundraiser, but I haven't heard anything if they're gonna do it again this year. That if they do have it, it's typically Saturday morning. But I know they were talking about doing some type of luncheon. And I don't know if that's gonna be Friday or Saturday. So I will get back with you with additional information once it becomes available. But the general session, the big thing is to be available for the general session, particularly when we vote on our party officers, because it's going to be electronic voting. I think they're going to be doing electronic voting, some form of it. And we're going to be voting on our party officers, adopting our platform, voting on resolutions, probably voting on rules.
So Coretta, how should we plan and prepare? Because I know, especially for someone that's new, that's never attended a convention. So is there should be a certain meetings that they make sure they kind of
If you
or
Yes, thank you for that question. And I see a hand up, Kanisha. I'll take your question next. Basically, if you're new to attending a state party convention, you should make sure you attend the Black Caucus meeting. Make sure you attend your congressional district meeting and be available for the general session, particularly when we have to vote on our party officers, because it sounds like we have at least 3 African Americans running to be party officers, and we have to be available to vote. I mean, they do allow proxy voting. So if you really have to leave, make sure you give somebody your vote so they can vote on your behalf. And then I think the coalition is planning a Friday reception. And so we would invite you to attend so you, the reception that Friday evening, so you can network. And we're gonna be, and I think the local Democratic, Black Democratic group is trying to plan a tour for people who want to see the where the Black folks reside in Corpus Christi. But Miss Oliver, you had a question?
Mo City.
A funny story. When Coretta, when I came to the TDW convention, she was the president, and then I got bullied to get on their board immediately after that when they started their new board. So ha ha ha. But I wanted to ask, when you said pick and choose or choose the right meeting to go to, is that going to coincide with like the congressional and the Black Caucus, or are we going to have enough time to get to both of those?
Typically, the caucuses will be that morning, like between 8 and noon that Friday. You'll have all the caucus meetings, right, Frederick? And then they won't start, but sometimes we don't know the schedule yet, so we're hoping that there's no conflicts.
Yeah. Because that's basically what I was alluding to, because there may be meetings that's going to conflict. So making sure you attending, like for instance, if you wanted to run for your CD, but you're also wanting to attend the Progressive Caucus, or you want to attend the Labor Caucus, you may want to miss the Labor and the Progressive Caucus, because if you don't attend your CD, you may not win that election. Because, so it may be advantageous for you to go there versus the other two. So it depends on the importance of those meetings for you. Now, if you're running for office, you should attend those meetings first and foremost, and kind of go from there. Chairman?
What? Once we get a schedule, we can come, because we'll probably do another virtual before the convention, so that once we know what the schedule is going to look like.
So here's the thing. We're going to have to, by the mandate of TDP, do a pre-caucus meeting. So what does that mean? Every congressional district and everyone that's having someone run at the convention will have to do a pre-caucus meeting, because every meeting only gets 90 minutes. Depending on what your caucus looks like, you may have a lot of time in that 90 minutes. At the Black Caucus, we do not have a lot of time in that 90 minutes. Here's the reason why. We'll do a lot of our business, and voting's supposed to be electronic. We'll see how good that works with the Wi-Fi and everything that's going to be going on. I think that, and we'll learn more on April 8th when Coretta and I go to the convention committee's meeting, because we're going to be electing the election tellers at that point. What's going to happen is at that pre-caucus meeting, we're going to put out more information, because we'll have more information by then, hopefully. But everyone that's going to be running for any position on the SDEC that looks like us is going to be able to speak, because you won't be able to speak, especially if you're running for the Black Caucus seat. You will not be able to speak in that 90 minutes. You're going to had spoken and had the questions asked to you prior to that. Now, every congressional district, every CD is going to have to conduct one of those too. Like right now, currently, I am the CD3 committee man. I'm going to have to run one with my counterpart, the committee woman. We're going to have to run one for everyone that wants to run for nominations and credentials and everything else. We have to run that so they can get an opportunity to talk. Because if you're in one of the bigger counties, there may not be a lot of time to talk if there's a lot of people running. So that's why we do it prior to it, to give everyone a chance to talk and put out information and guidance. And hopefully by then the schedule's out, because those are supposed to happen end of April. Normally is when they do them. They haven't put the schedule out yet. TDP's a little behind right now. A lot of shakeups, a lot of moving parts. A lot of people that had positions before are no longer there. So, they're figuring it out as they go along. So it's a slow roll. It's not like it used to be where we were getting things in a faster pitch. It's a slow roll now. So we're being patient because they have less staff, and we have to wait. So I hope that answers your question.
So just to remind you, the Democratic Party is governed by the State Democratic Executive Committee in addition to the party officers. So that's why we keep stressing, making sure that we have a Black person run for SEC in every congressional district that we can find one to run, either one male or one female, or both. And then certain caucuses have members that are on the SEC. And the more voices we have as part of the governing board of the Democratic Party, the more we can make sure that our priorities are addressed. And our chair talked about the caucuses. So you have these caucuses on the left, you see, are the caucuses that are currently got voting seats as non-statutory members of the SEC. AAPI, Black Caucus, County Chairs Association, Disabilities Caucus, Environmental Caucus, Hispanic Caucus, Labor Caucus, LGBT Caucus, Rural Caucus, Veterans Caucus, Women's Caucus, which is Texas Democratic Women, Youth Caucus, Indigenous Peoples Caucus. So we can have African American running for every single one of them caucus. I know with TDW, they picked their SEC members in February. I don't know if they're going to change that, but that's how they do it right now, where they, the president and president-elect are the SEC representatives for the Women's Caucus. But all these other caucuses,
No, the Veterans Caucus picks in October.
okay, Veterans Caucus picks in October.
But we do have, and I'll say this, I know we have a Black person running for the Disability Caucus to be the chair. And and I know the Youth Caucus, I think there's a Black person running the Youth Caucus. We're working with someone that's I think is gonna step up.
And I signed up to run for the Environmental Caucus because Black folks have been dealing with environmental racism for a long time. I know where I'm at, water crisis and the governor trying to put his foot on the neck of folks. Okay, and then you have these other caucuses that don't necessarily have a voice on a vote on the SEC, but some of them do have a lot of influence. You have Fair Trade Caucus, Education Caucus, Small Business Caucus, End Gun Violence Caucus, Progressive Hispanic Democrats, but I think they're all part of Hispanic Caucus, I think. And then you have the Texas Progressive Caucus.
Coretta, are there any caucuses that we need to focus on? Are there any these SDECs that we need to focus on?
Well, with the Youth Caucus, there's the College Democrats, right? And there's the Texas Young Democrats and then the College Democrats, right?
I'll tell you this, Anthony's on the call. Anthony, the former president. Anthony, you want to answer that question?
Yeah, so Youth Caucus is Texas Young Democrats and College Democrats. And I'm the former president.
Yeah. That's why I called on you. I knew who you are.
Yeah. So AAPI, we need somebody run, but we obviously gonna address the Black Caucus, County Chairs Association. We need, if you're we need Black folks to run for county chair. If you're a county chair, we need you to try and run for president or vice president of the County Chairs Association. Disabilities Caucus, you said there's someone that's gonna run for that. Hispanic Caucus, we multilingual over here. Labor Caucus. So those are the caucuses. If we can find somebody to run, that means we have more voices, more votes as part of the governing body of the party. And I'll tell you another reason why it's important. When Obama was running, against Hillary Clinton the first time. In Texas, we had what was called the Texas two-step. And because Obama delegates, a lot of them African American, knew how the Texas two-step went down, they were able to capitalize on it to get more delegates to the national convention for Obama. But right after that, the folks who were upset about how strategic the black delegates were, they loaded up the SDEC to vote the Texas two-step rule away. And then they subsequently voted in ranked choice voting. So
Coretta, and all of this is going to be happening on Saturday.
Friday, I think most of it is going to be happening on Saturday in terms of the voting. I think Friday is a lot of speeches and, credentials report, and there may be a vote on rules up front. But the platform and the resolutions and the voting on the party officers, I think that's going to be on the Saturday.
Okay. And also in reference to being a state delegate, going to the state convention, what will, of course, joining these different caucuses and committees, what will be their charge after the convention? What happens June, was it 28th? Is that the next day after convention?
Well, after that, we begin to, we start early anyway, but we begin to pivot to getting out the vote. Once we once we reach this goal and get over this hurdle, then we can pivot to getting out the votes and making sure that we understand who's for us and who's against us and who we're going to support, who we need to vote for our best interests.
So that means folks need to get outside. Is that what you're saying? We need to be outside, right?
We're gonna rally at the voting booth, but we're gonna be strategic about it. There was a survey that was sent out asking folks for their feedback regarding the primary election cycle, and we need y'all to fill out that survey so we can get a temperature of what issues or what are important to you. We know, I think it's the DNC Black Caucus coming here in September.
Correct.
So we definitely need to figure out sooner than later how to get 1 million Black folks registered, if they're not registered, educated, informed, mobilized, and ready to vote. Because it matters who's in office, whether our needs are going to get addressed. And I think that's why the chairman has started inviting some of these candidates to come and address the members. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
And so we want you to figure out what your interests are so we can let us know what caucuses you, in addition to the Black Caucus, we invite everybody needs to be at the Black Caucus meeting, but we definitely want to know what caucuses you may be interested, what you may be interested in running for, so we can what's the word? Overwhelm the system.
Hey, Coretta, can we go to questions now so we can start
Yes.
the questions? All right, anybody have any questions? Please unmute yourself. Can you take the screen share off? Thanks. All right. Is there anybody that has any questions? Please raise your hand. This is the time to ask your questions. I'm scrolling through the screen. Hold on. Scroll through the screen here. I don't see anybody. No questions. Wow, we got educated folks here. That's good.
I'm sorry, I have a question. I don't know
Yes,
how to raise
ma'am.
my
Yes,
and
Miss
find
Oliver.
it.
Yes. First of all,
I was just wondering.
where you who's this? Rebecca? Rebecca? Okay,
Yeah,
where you
Rebecca.
located?
In Harris County.
Okay. What CD?
I live in I think 8. I think it's 8. I live in Katy, so Katy, Texas.
Oh, she on the west side.
Oh, I need
Yeah.
to talk to her before she gets off.
Okay. I know they had gave some dates about, because when I went to the convention, when I went to the Harris County convention, I wasn't really sure about going to the state convention because I don't understand how none of this works. So you gave some dates earlier that we have to make a decision by April 13th if we want to go to the state convention. Is that what you said in your presentation?
If you had already, signed up to pre-register for your county convention, and you're still interested in trying to become a delegate to the state convention, you need to get with your county chair to see if it's possible. I know for my convention, we had like 100, we were allocated 118 delegates, but only 65 people attended. So all 65 automatically became state delegates. So that means there were still more opportunities for people who were interested in going to state convention. So I would encourage you to contact your county chair. Your first African American elected to be county chair of Harris County, or African American female, right?
Female.
Okay. To see if she can just add you as a state delegate.
If we signed up to be a delegate at the county convention, then we automatically can be a state delegate? Is that how it works?
Your name automatically goes to the state, and you will be you're a state delegate at that point. Yes.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
you had to express an interest. Like I'm here in Bell County and I was chair of the credentialing committee. Same thing, when people registered for the county convention, you had to check that you had an interest in being a state delegate. And we had the same thing. We got 108, but we ended up with like 48 people who said who expressed an interest in being a state delegate. So we voted and I submitted all 48 of those to be state delegates, anyone that had an interest. But with this gerrymandering, they chopped off a portion of Temple and put it with Waco. It's really crazy. So we just got a small slither. So we only got 9 spots for Congressional District 17. And I had 11 people interested. So I hated, I had to tell a couple of blacks they didn't get selected because there's only 9 seats. And we asked the state, can they go, because we got all these extra seats in 31, and it's like no. But then there was Williamson County that got 168 spots. It's still in Congressional District 31. I'm sorry, 17. So I'm like, well, since they're in 17, if another county in 17 has available seats, can they go, or do they have to, because they don't live in that county, but they're in that congressional district? I don't know. Do anyone know that?
It goes by your congressional district, not county you live in.
Okay, so they should be able to go. Oh, because that's what I've been asking my chair. Can you find out so I can, so these
Well,
people.
hold on. Let me backtrack. So the counties get them. So like I live in CD3. CD3 is split between Hunt and Collin County, right? So Collin County has 340 something delegates. We only use like 100. So the people out of Hunt County that live in CD3, they get a proportion. So they get a number. So there's only 26. They get 26 votes. So you do have to live in the county and the CD. You have to live in kind of both.
Oh,
It's so they won't be able to use the Williamson ones. No.
okay. And see, that's horrible the way they sliced up 31. We were all 31, and now they sliced off people who were active, and now they can't go.
Yeah. I mean, they can go, but they won't be a delegate. They can still
Right.
go. They just won't be a delegate.
Now, Nick,
They get a guest badge.
So Nick, would they be able, okay, so if they go and they're not a state delegate, are they still able to run for committees or anything like that? Or they can just only go as a guest?
You can, as long as you're a Democrat, you can run for committees. You just can't run for CDs and stuff like that.
Okay, so we need to make that clear. So even if you don't become a state delegate, you're still able to run for certain things excuse me.
You're still able to attend.
But you're also able to run for other things, right?
As long as you sign the oath of affiliation. You got to sign the oath.
Right.
Okay. I mean, yeah. All right, Miss Oliver, did you have your hand up? I'm sorry. Miss Rachel Oliver. I guess she just muted herself. Anybody else while we wait for Miss Oliver to come back?
I unmuted. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just had a quick question. Once you join a caucus or committee, is it a 2-year term or 4-year term? I missed that.
2 years.
2?
2. If you're running for
Okay,
office. Now, if you're just a member, you can be a member as long as a lot of these caucuses, when you join them, they have dues. So you got to pay dues. Like some of them have dues, but you can be a member, and that only when you pay dues, it makes you a voting member. You can be a part of that caucus or whatever and not pay. You just won't have a vote.
Oh, okay.
SDC is 2 years.
Yeah, SDC is all of them are 2 years. Everyone's 2 years.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else? So now we're gonna get to the fun stuff. So this is what we got. We're gonna be like church. We gotta follow directions here. If you are running for something at the SDEC, I need you to raise your hand. Any position at the convention. Any position at the convention, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Savant, please raise your hand. Savant, raise your hand. Savant, raise your hand. We'll come back to Savant. Because I know Savant's running. Oh, there you go. Something about them 06 boys. We don't like this, All right. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna tell us where you're from, what you're running for, and you get a minute, right? Because we don't, we sent a black man into space today, and we need to make sure he get to the moon safely. We need to pray for him to get there safely. All right. So I'm going on my screen. So I see Coretta, you're first. Go.
Coretta Graham, Nueces County, Corpus Christi, Texas, Congressional District 34. I signed up to run for SCEC for Congressional District 34. I signed up to run for SCEC for the Black Caucus, and I signed up to run for SCEC Environmental Caucus, Vice President.
Thank you. Miss Oliver, Kenesia Oliver, did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
My name is Kenesia Oliver. I am in Missouri City, Texas. I am running for the SDEC for the 18th, the new 18th. I'm also running for the Black Caucus and disabilities. I just signed up for disabilities.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go to my frat brother, Mr. 06, Savant Moore.
How y'all doing? I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm running for state treasurer. I just ran for comptroller. I got 392,043 votes. So I think I'm perfect for this job because I'm well known across the state. I would like to create 10,000 more sustaining members at $15 a month so we can get $150,000 a month. I want to host joint events where we're sharing in the money, and I'll make sure that it's spread out. And just so you know, I'm very pro-Black. I'm a Howard University graduate. I live in my Black neighborhood, married to my Black wife, I have my beautiful Black children, and I'm excited about us being in the room so we're no longer on the menu. God bless you all.
Thank
All
you.
Black everything. I know that's right. Go ahead, Nick.
Coach Cam. Well, I ain't seen Coach Cam in 10,000 years. Coach Cam.
And a handful of Sundays. What's going on?
What's going on?
Coach Cam, let's see, Houston, Texas, Katy to be specific, west side of Houston. See, I got bumped down in CD22, former candidate for HD 132, super active precinct chair, precinct 991. Really engaged in the party, election judge, all that kind of stuff. I'm running to be chair of the Small Business Caucus. I think it's super important that we have representation at the small business level. We see what's going on with the essentially abolition of DEI, but also with these small business vendors that are losing out on business. But more than that, I think the one thing we found here locally is that we really don't have advocacy at the local or at the state level. And I'm sure, like myself, a handful of us, or quite a few of us, are small business owners. And like myself, I'm sure some of us are self-funded small business owners, and we need to make sure that we're at the table. To Chair Nick's point, driving decisions.
Thank you, sir. Bruce, my Collin County brother.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Bruce Johnson. I'm sure some of y'all know me. If you don't, my name is Bruce. I'm from Collin County. Like Nick said, I'm the Collin County Young Democrats president. I'm not about to list all that, but I am running for the Texas Democratic Party Disability Caucus chair. I live with a disability. People with disabilities and 215 Texans with disability. And so I feel like Black people need a voice in the disability conversation. We have had a long history of getting a short end of the stick when it comes to advocacy and accessibility options when it comes to either party activities or outside the party legislatively. And I would like to be a voice for that, and I appreciate y'all voting. I put the Disability Caucus sign up link in the comment section. Thank you.
Thank you. Former chair of the Young Dems, Mr. Anthony J. Taylor.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anthony Taylor. I'm the former president of the Texas Young Democrats, and I'm running to be the next SDC representative for CD 29. I'm located in Harris County, Houston, Acres Homes, the 4-4. As you know, we were drawn out of CD 18, and we're now in CD 29. CD 29 has historically been a Hispanic majority district, but now it is a coalition district. So I'm running to make sure we get some Black representation on the SDC. So if any of you are in CD 29, I would appreciate your support.
Thank you. Is Sierra still on the call? Sierra Evans? Did she get off?
Hey there. No, I'm on. My other laptop just died. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, I'm Sierra Evans. I'm not in Mo City, but I am in Richmond, so I'm in Fort Bend County. So I'm actually running for secretary. So I would love to have you all support. I'm currently the Texas Young Democrats president for Fort Bend County, and I'm also the deputy director for TYD Gulf Coast Regional area. So if you guys could lend your support, we would greatly appreciate it. And if you are or know any young Dems in any of those 22 counties within the Gulf Coast, that would definitely be appreciative to support. And I will see you all in June.
Thank you. So this is what I'm gonna say, because we're gonna put out a slate card of all Black people that are running to make it easy on us. So everyone that's running that's Black, like I can go through the list and some of y'all names I recognize. Some of us got normal names. So if you're Black and you're running for a position at the convention, shoot me an email. I will put my email in the chat and shoot me an email so I can start collecting that and we can get that going. So when we walk into the convention, we'll have our educated card in our hand and we know who's voting where and who we need to vote for. And I'm gonna add something about the secretary position. It's gonna be we got to put some work to get that one. I'm gonna tell you. Typically, that position is promised to the Labor Caucus. I'm gonna tell you, it's promised to the Labor Caucus. And if we're gonna break that, it's gonna be a lot of work. We're gonna put in a lot of work, Sierra, to get that.
I know I'm the sacrificial lamb. I
No,
was talking
but
to it.
no, but you know what? We're gonna put the work in. We're gonna put the work in. Because it's gotta happen. So I'm shamelessly, I'm gonna say I am running for the SDEC Black Caucus Committee, man. I am running. So at the convention in 2024, I was your convention chair in El Paso. I am the chair of the coalition. I'm giving up my seat on the CD3 to a black man. I only gave it up because I knew another black man would run and be able to win in my spot because I did not want to lose a vote on the SDEC. And that's the only reason I gave it up, so I could concentrate more on the Black Caucus issues. I'd appreciate your vote. I mean, if there's other people that run are better than me, I would tell you to vote for them. It's got to be the best person. But I've been on the SDEC for 4 years. I know how it operates. And I'd really appreciate your support. Are there any other questions tonight? Any other
Yes,
thoughts?
I do. I'm
Yes.
wondering because obviously we had multiple people who are running for chair of the same caucus. And so I'm just wondering if we want to maybe talk about that to see where we can say, let's kind of throw our support. I know some people said they were running for multiple positions. And I'm just wondering, when you get multiple of us in a race, we divide up the black vote and then we just make it easy for one of them, for someone else other than us to get in. So I'm just wondering, do we want to talk about, like, I know the Disability Caucus. I think 3 people said they were running for that. I know multiple people are running for the Black Caucus. Let's talk about that.
I agree with you. So what we're gonna do is, once we get the names together, we'll sit down and have those conversations. And I agree with you. No, I agree. But in the Black Caucus, it's only us voting, so it's kind of different.
I know.
That's the only one. That's the only one that's
get-
different.
Right. I
But in
know
all the
the
rest of
Black
them, I
Caucus.
totally agree with you. I totally
Last
agree.
convention, the Black Caucus, remember, we couldn't even get in the room. They were out in the hallway and people were in line. It got a little rowdy of people trying to vote in the Black Caucus.
We had the most people. We had like 350 people. at
Yes,
the
it was
meeting.
crazy
It was
getting in that
ridiculous.
room. Yes.
Yeah, they showed me the rooms are bigger this time, so we'll see.
Okay.
I told them we need a big room. I said, hey, because here's the other reason why. Unlike all the other caucuses, and this to show how powerful we are as people. Every single candidate comes and talks to the Black Caucus, but every
Yes.
single candidate doesn't go talk to every caucus. So think about that. If everybody's trying to get into
They
our
need
room,
our vote. Yes, they need our vote. That's why we waiting on Talarico. He gonna need to come talk to us. He gonna need to talk to me.
Tell them, Cleveland. Tell them.
Miss Sanders, to answer your question, we will have a forum. It's called the pre-caucus meeting. Every caucus is required to have one. We will have one, and that's what we will use as the forum.
Okay.
To answer your question, Miss Sanders put it in the chat. I'm watching the chat too. I'm trying to multitask here. The hour is late. Is anybody else? Ron, I would say your last words, Mr. Ron, about your platform and everybody, and when is all this stuff gonna be available? The slides and edited versions and all that good stuff.
Oh man, I'll try to have everything ready by tomorrow afternoon of what went on right here today. And I encourage everybody to get out there. I'm listening to this deeply, and some of the stuff I didn't know about because I'm not on the inside seeing what's going on. From an outsider looking in, this is definitely some good dialogue that's going across. I like the young lady says we should not be voting with 3 different people going to the same thing. We need to divide and conquer. And with us going at each other. As a matter of fact, I did a commentary. Everybody can see that commentary on Texas in Color. When I said, this is not the time for infighting. This is not the time. This is the time to come together and be together and show them how strong we are. So that's my little tidbit comment. But other than that, what you're saying, I'll try to have everything ready by tomorrow evening. It'll be on Texas in Color so everybody can see what's going on.
So I'm not gonna have the last word here. And I'm gonna put him on the spot. I'm putting my mentor. Hold on, you talking? I'm calling on you. I'm about to call on you. My mentor, the former vice chair of the Texas Democratic Party, Mr. Carl Davis, will send us out with whatever he wants to send us out with.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to comment on Ms. Cleveland. She stated that she had 11 delegates on only 9 slots. You could make the other 2 alternates in case someone doesn't, the 9 fail to appear.
We were told they did away with alternates. We used to do alternates years ago. They said they're no longer doing alternates.
They're no longer, Mr. Chairman, I'm not abreast of the rules. So that way they cannot basically attend the convention.
They can come as guests, but they can't be a delegate.
Okay, so that's news to me, but I was trying to offer a word of wisdom to encourage y'all.
Yeah,
But,
we used to do delegates years ago, but they don't do them. They stopped it.
The alternates. Okay. Well,
you got anything else for us, Mr. Vice Chair?
Well, I just want to commend you on the meeting tonight. It looked like a great turnout, and everybody is interested in being a part of the Black Caucus and then attending the convention. As you said, hopefully everybody will turn out in large numbers. Like when we was in El Paso, which was far west of Texas, we had a large turnout. Now that we're going to be at Corpus, which is a little closer in than El Paso, hopefully the turnout will be great too. And excellent job, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, and that means a lot from you. We had 830 Black people show up in El Paso, and like the Vice Chair said, that was way west, right? Y'all got on airplanes, and y'all got on buses and trains to get out there. Most of us can drive to Corpus Christi within a few hours.
Right.
So there's no excuse where we can't topple over 900. And I know El Paso was a presidential year, but this is a midterm year. We got to show up. We need 900 or more.
Year.
Huh?
It's an important midterm year.
I mean, we're electing governor, we're electing lieutenant governor, comptroller, we're electing all those things. We need to show up, y'all. There's no excuse. If all of us live in Harris County, Collin County, Dallas County, that's driving distance. I'm driving. I'm taking my whole family. We getting in the car. We're going to drive down there. They're going to go to the beach while I'm in meetings, and they're going to have fun and tell me, I'll take pictures and tell me how great it was. But I'm showing up, and we're making it a family affair. Bring your families with you. Expose your kids to this experience. That's how we get them involved. That's how we get the Sierra Evans of the world. That's how we get the Anthony Taylors of the world. They were exposed by someone that brought them in early, and that's what we did. So with that, like they said, the church doors are open. You're all blessed. Have a great Easter and safe, great Easter. And be on the lookout for more info. God bless you all and good night.
Are you going to put your email address in the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Let me...
See?
And Chairman, while you're doing that, I just want to mention, if there's anyone that is located in East Texas, close to the Gregg County in the Longview area, there is a bus going to Corpus Christi. If you guys want to contact the chair, the Honorable Philip Burns, he can give you more information. You can also check Texas in Color. Information will be on the website, also on Texas in Color social media platform, and then on the coalition website. We should have information about travel and housing, hotels, and all the other stuff from the state convention.
I put my
One
my
more
email
question,
in
and I
there.
promise I'm gonna get off y'all. So
Yes.
I have a 7-year-old. He is autistic. He is okay to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Why would it not be okay? He family, bring him on.
But I would say register him as a guest. That's what I do when I normally brought my teenage daughter. I would register her so she could have a badge waiting as a guest.
Smart. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Somebody just dropped the bus link if you're trying to get from East Texas to Corpus Christi. If you don't have a bus, hound your county chair. Your county chair should be doing stuff like that. Like, because that's in this time with gas and all that, we don't know how much gas gonna be costing by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I knew something you put in the chat about the room blocks was only Thursday to Saturday, but I had put that out there because I wanted to come in on Wednesday. And so the Omni was blocked through the room block for Wednesday, but I was able to book directly with them for Wednesday under AAA rate, which is actually $20 cheaper than the conference rate.
Wow. There you go. That's why we get together for knowledge. So I'll stick around if somebody has questions. If not, everyone's dismissed. I'll just stick around to the last person in case someone. Ron, if you can stop the recording, that's fine. And then if anybody has any questions, I'll stick around.
And for anyone that's still on the call, please,
Recording stopped.
color is free for you guys to promote your candidacy, but we do ask that you share the platform. Once you get the information, reshare it, tag Texas in Color, tag the coalition, tag the caucus, because we got to get our message out there. We want to help you get elected. Whatever efforts you're doing, we want to support. So want to make sure I get that in.
Well,
Anybody
we're
have
having
any
an
events going
effort.
on?
Yes, our chapter, Brad, Richmond Rosenberg area, we are having our conversation about environmental justice and all those things. We're hoping that one of the representatives from the NAACP can come and talk to us about some of the things that are happening in the Black community. That's going to be on April 12th. It's virtual, so would love for everyone to come on. If anyone else, Coretta, anyone else want to say something about what's happening, what we need to focus on, data centers, whatever, we would love it.
Thank you for that, Sierra, excuse me.
Oh, I just
Also
wanted
with Texas Young Democrats, we're doing happy hours in each precinct that's in Fort Bend County. Our first one is going to be April 21st, and it's going to be in precinct 4. It's near the Katy Fulsher area. So if you're in that area, please let me know so you can get an invite. We're working on outreach and having these hard conversations when it comes to who we should be supporting and how we feel in this moment.
Make sure you post that and share it on all our platforms. It's important.
And also, I just want to let y'all know the Black comedian with Al Shadiq, he's going to be there Saturday evening. So if you don't have your tickets,
Which Saturday is that?
27th
at the
And
convention.
I got my tickets.
Get your tickets now because we're going to
And I
sell them.
do.
Y'all gotta send me the link.
He
And
gonna
I
be
do.
in town
And
at
I
the
do.
New Hilliard Center.
Don't gatekeep.
I ain't gatekeep. I'm telling you.
Send me the link. I'm trying to find it. Thank you.
I'll text you the link.
I might say I'll send it to you because Kenisi is going.
Yeah, I think we're going because my wife, they were next door neighbors growing up, so I think we're going. Every time he's somewhere, we go. So, anybody
So
else?
I have a quick question about the bus. So if I'm not sure if our county chair or not is going to do an initiative like that. It's so much going on over here. But how would we as a chapter support or get the bus together? What's the first step to do that?
So here in Collin County, I will direct you to Tanya. Here in
Okay.
Collin County, they're working on a bus, and I can tell you, the quote that they got from Collin County was $9,500.
Okay.
So I will link you up with Tanya because she's been working on one here in Collin County, so you can talk directly with her, and she can give you the particulars.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
In fact, I'll send you that right now.
Yeah, specifically for the young Dems who may need a little support with getting there.
Yeah, I didn't know buses had gotten that expensive.
Mr. Chair, this is Josh from San Antonio. I have a quick comment.
Hey, stranger, what's going on, former SDEC member?
How are you guys? So,
All right.
All right.
as we are putting our slate together for these positions on the SDEC, I think we should also do a Robert Rules of Order training, at least a basics training, so we know, so our members who are running for office know what the rules are and how to use the rules. I would hate for them to get into a situation that we see every convention where the rules are used against us and we lose some battles that way. So I think if we can inform as many of our members, I think we can set ourselves up for some success.
I think that is a fabulous idea, Joshua. um, let me
I think that was going to be our next training.
I think that's a fabulous idea. I think we're gonna do that. Yeah. Yeah. Let's work on that. Let's work on that, Sabrina and Coretta. Let's work on making sure yeah.
Do Golden Triangle or East Harris County have anything going on? Let's see, Mr. Patterson.
Hello, how y'all doing? Actually,
All
I
right, how
just
are
had a
you?
meeting. I just had a meeting yesterday. Right now we're working on building um, an executive committee, a strong executive committee. I actually went over some of the details that were discussed tonight. A lot of the people from the Baytown community had questions about what was a delegate, what were the positions, what were the responsibilities. I had Mr. Terrence Shanks come out to Baytown and help me explain a lot of that information to them. So we had a pretty good turnout. I had only planned for 10 people to show up, but we actually had over 25 that showed up, which is
Good
good for
deal.
Baytown. We were able to get 3 people nominated to the committee, so we'll have uh, a few new people coming in, so I'm excited about that. Because I've been preaching the same thing to them for 2 years. So we're just looking forward to growing the organization and really activating the Black community in that area. So I'm excited about that. And so I will continue to speak to them and talk to them about this whole process. But it's a lot of information that they're getting. So I'm hoping to be able to provide some handouts and some reading materials